I still remember the day they packed my suitcase. My own son. My blood, standing there with a forced smile, telling me it was for my comfort. "Mom," he said, "you'll be happier in the care home. You'll have people your age, warm meals, a garden." He didn't mention the real reason, that he wanted my house. The same house where he grew up, where his father built the porch with his own hands. I didn't argue. I just looked at him, then at my daughter-in-law, whose eyes couldn't even meet mine. I smiled and said softly, "All right, dear. If that's what you think is best." They thought they'd won. They didn't know they were sending away a woman who learned patience from hardship and wisdom from pain. The care home was quiet, tucked away in the countryside. It smelled of lavender and old wood. The staff were kind, and the other residents became my friends. But at night, when I lay on that small bed, I whispered to myself, "They took my home." But not my peace. After a few weeks, I made friends with a young nurse named Clara. One afternoon while having tea, she asked, "Mrs. Thompson, what did you do before retiring?" I smiled. "Oh, I ran a small business, bought land, managed things. I wasn't just someone's mother, you know." Clara laughed and said, "You're sharper than most people half your age." That gave me an idea, a quiet, clever little idea. The next morning, I asked Clara to help me contact my lawyer, the same one who handled my husband's estate. We met discreetly in the home's library. There, I made a few adjustments. You see, my son thought I had transferred everything to him already. He forgot one thing, the savings account in my name and a little plot of land by the river. That land, I decided, would become something new, a small rest home for elderly people with nowhere to go. I used my funds to start the process and named it Haven Hearts. When the papers were ready, I gave full ownership to Clara, the kind nurse who treated me like family. A few months later, my son came to visit. He looked tired, desperate. The house he'd claimed had burned down after a wiring fault. Insurance? None. Savings? Gone. He said, "Mom, can we talk?" I nodded, pouring tea. "I made mistakes," he whispered, tears in his eyes. "I shouldn't have sent you here." I smiled gently and said, "We all make mistakes, son. But sometimes, lessons come late." He looked at me, searching for anger. There was none, only calm. Before he left, I handed him a brochure, the one for Haven Hearts. "This," I said, "is where kindness lives. I hope one day you'll learn to build the same." He left quietly, shame written all over his face. And I sat by the window, sunlight touching my hands, and whispered, "They tried to take my peace. But I gave them wisdom instead. Because sometimes revenge doesn't need to be loud. Sometimes it's as soft as a smile. And as powerful as silence."